What's up, guys? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. Today's video, we're going to try something new. If you recall the last video, link in the description if you didn't see it, I went over the first 3 steps in the beginner's technical analysis guide: making trend lines, making support and resistance lines, using the 7 and 25-day moving average, and using the 50-day moving average as dynamic support. Using all those things today, I'm going to give you a speed run of 10 altcoins, and I'm going to let you know whether or not they are in an uptrend, a downtrend, and whether or not they're in a position to buy, hold, or sell. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be a fast-paced video. We'll be right back. Alright, guys, let's get the disclaimer out of the way first. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Alright, guys, let's hop right in. We're going to start with ADA, and I'm going to use just the ticker names because it's going to be very quick, and I'm not going to go through all the regular full names. So ADA, we have our resistance lines, and I'm using ones that are within the range of the current price. I could go farther and draw resistance all the way down and support lines all the way down, but the green line here is our trend line. These blue lines across our resistance and support lines. Yellow, 7-day moving average. Red, 25-day moving average. Purple, 50-day moving average. Guys, I made a video about ADA last week. I was a little early. I was a little bit early on the buy. Right now, we just had a 7-day, 25-day crossover, and we went bullish right away. And we actually touched the 50-day moving average, which touching that and then bouncing off of it with strong buy support is a very good sign. So while I think it was early, picking it up initially around here, around 118, I did buy more at 105 because I do believe that this is going to be a bullish pattern. I do believe that this cup and handle will play out to be bullish, and I'm going to look to make profits at about $1.60. I'm going to be looking for it to get up here for a new all-time high. I know it's very optimistic, but ADA, I do believe the chart will hold true that this is a bullish pattern. 725 cross, immediate bull pressure off the 50-day moving average. When this crosses back over, when the 7 crosses back above, we will just need one buy day. If we break the 120 support, or excuse me, break the 120 resistance and break it with strength well above it, we're looking for new all-time highs. Alright, guys, we're gonna move off of ADA. ATOM, Atom, I'm not sure if it's Atom or just ATOM. Regardless, doesn't matter. Alright, guys, we have our green line here is our trend line. These blue lines are support resistance lines. Again, there could be more. I'm looking at the ones that are obvious. This obvious cross: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 candles cross that support or resistance. Again, here, lots of times cross it. And you'll find that a lot of these videos, or a lot of these coins that we're going to look at, are currently sitting on a support or resistance line. And you'll see them making some, either they'll be in a point of indecision. They're either in a doji, or they're going to have either touched it and bounced off, or came down and touched it and they're going to rise off of it. Either way, ATOM, this is one that is going to be a high risk, high reward. I highlighted this area here because without seeing this, I would have probably said it was going to enter a downtrend because it went down a good bit off of the high and hasn't retested a new high yet. And it's going and it just recently went lower than that previous low. However, the rejection of that lower price is key. This pattern here, this 3 candle pattern, I went a little bit too far. No. My TA is going wild. There we go. This 3 candle pattern here is a very bullish pattern, especially on a daily chart. A Morningstar pattern will likely trigger a rebound and trigger new upward pressure. And sorry guys, if you can hear the wind in the background, it is extremely windy where I'm at right now, so it's like shaking the house. So sorry about that. Again, we had the 7-day cross over the 25 and it crossed over the 50-day. This is where it's scary. This is why it's extreme risk reward, because we are right now trading below the 50-day moving average. This downtrend here going below the 50-day would trigger for me to say, wait, stop. We may have just crossed into a new trend. We may have broken the uptrend and crossed into a downtrend, because the top of the uptrend was here and we traded sideways for a good amount of time. It's been trading sideways, downwardly sideways for the entire month of March. But this is showing me that we could reverse this pressure. If we can sell within the next 2 days back above the 50-day line, the buy pressure needs to be there. We need volume there, but this could definitely break out. This one is going to be a high risk, high reward only, and set a stop loss no less than 1750. Don't test below this resistance again, or below the support again. If it hits the support, it's likely to go through it. This could very easily be a false breakout and then start dropping again and start dropping again. So high risk, high reward. Very iffy on this one. The 25 and 50 day haven't. They have just crossed. There's a good potential for them to run parallel or run right on top of each other for a day or two. And then the 25 day to move back up, and then the 7 day will shoot back up on a parabolic rise there. Still has a lot of potential. Could be extremely upside, or could have an extreme upside potential, going from right now at, where is it at, $19? Yeah, 1950. You go from 1950 up to about, I mean, we could really test, we could test $30 on an uptrend, easily 29. So 10 off of 19, you're looking at about a 30% profit. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're looking at about a 30% profit. Definitely not a bad play, but play it safe. You know it's high risk, high reward. Set a stop loss, and if you touch it and you get stopped out, oh well. The potential for this to be a false breakout and go back down is too high. Going next to band. We're going to band. There's going to be a handful of these that are very similar. There's a handful of these coins that are in very similar positions. Band is actually one of the ones that had old enough highs into this position to make a support resistance line all the way through. And there could have been more I could have drawn through, but I just wanted to show that one. And I'm just seeing this now for the first time. I pre-drew this, but I didn't notice. This is a massive cup and handle from September of 2020. Okay, massive cup and handle with this Morningstar breakout, because again it tested very low. It dropped. I mean, this price rejection of the lower price, this rejection of how far it tried to sell down, it sold this far and it still was a large bullish candle for the day. That rejection of that lower price is super strong. It's super favorable to buy into this, and I may actually buy into this very soon after this video, because I just noticed a big cup and handle, and I had already taken note of this Morningstar pattern, the build up since then. Again, the 50-day, the 25 and 7-day cross below the 50 briefly, but as soon as it, I'm not saying as soon, because as soon as it did, it start to buy, but it fell, and it felt like it was going to be in a downtrend, but it's showing a strong pattern. If it buys above the 50-day again, it's going to moon. This coin has the strongest risk reward, I think, right now. I think it has an extremely high probability to go, I mean, this might 2 or 3x within the next month or two. And I don't mean to hype this up, but I've seen this pattern before, and the way it's looking, it could be easily from $14 to $30. I mean, we're going to be looking at uncharted territory here, but it could go up that much. Sorry, this wasn't part of the initial plan. I just noticed this big cup and handle pattern that I should have, it smacked me in the face while I was making the video. Banned. Keep an eye on that. This could be huge. Alright guys, next, EOS. EOS, we got our support and resistance lines. I forgot to draw my trend line, but my trend line would be through here. Again, EOS is in a similar position. Does not have the cup and handle quite made, but coming way off of a high. And again, big buy pressure as soon as it tried to make that downtrend reversal. A lot of these coins are rejecting downtrends right now. They're rejecting a downtrend, and I'm hoping they're not false breakouts, but again, this looks like it's going to break out of a downtrend. It needs to trade back above this 50-day moving average. The 7 and 25 are trading right on, or are sitting right on top of each other. They need to come back across this 50. We have to be trading above the 50-day moving average. Last time we were below. This does have a good sign though. The last time we traded below the 50-day, it made a huge upswing. So you have your 7 and your 25 get below the 50, and we had this huge upswing. It could happen again, and you also have a pattern here very similar where it was underneath, and you have this Morningstar style pattern. So again, you can find these patterns if you look for enough of them, and if they don't have everything together, everything aligned with moving averages and support resistance and everything together, the patterns, the candlestick patterns aren't as powerful without other indicators to go with them. They are a trigger to let you know when an indicator is ready to make a move. So here, another risk reward. We're currently at 415, right? Yeah, 413. Could easily see a $6 new high. And again, if it just retests the old high, you're looking at 550, 557. Still a good amount of profit. So again, I'm going to move on quickly here. Ethereum Classic. I just know that one off the top of my head. ETC. Here we go. Here's our first one that is completely in a downtrend for me, and I'll show you why. ETC, our red line here, is our trend line. It wasn't an uptrend, and it quickly came off. It sold way too far down. It sold way below the 7-day average. Crossed, touched the 50-day average, crossed below the 25, touched the 50, and tried to bounce off. It just didn't have enough. It didn't have enough pressure to bounce off of it. 25-day and 7-day cross again, and they all crossed under 50, under the 50-day moving average, and have now been trading the day it went under the 50-day moving average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive days under the 50-day moving average, and these indecision candles, these doji candles, excuse me, thinking of Dogecoin, that garbage, but Dojis are in decision. There's likely to be a break, and I believe it's going to be down. It's just too long underneath under the 50-day. Not enough volume, not enough support. There's not enough buying pressure to pick it up. I think this is going to be a start of a longer-term downtrend. Right, we're going to get off of that one. IOTA. IOTA is one I've talked about a couple times. And looking here, we've got our green trend line, we've got our support and resistance lines, and again, our price right now is sitting right on a support resistance line. As of right now, it's acting as resistance. We need to get above that. We need to get above the 139, where we're currently sitting. Currently sitting at 139.2. 139.4 is the resistance, and 149 will be another resistance line. We got close to it a couple days ago, but again, this one I do believe will rise. This will continue the uptrend, and I don't think we're in a bad position for buying. I think we may have been a little early, but crossing here, touching the 25-day moving average, and then buying well off of that 25-day. The 7 and 25-day didn't cross, but the 25-day had been a kicker, like a kickoff point for uptrends. When you're trading on the 25-day moving average, it picked up. Trade on the 25-day, it picks up. Get back to the 25-day, it picks up. Get back to the 25-day, it picks up. So again, trading right now on the 25-day, if this 7-day gets really close or crosses, it will likely be because we're trading sideways, and the two averages will come closer together. Otherwise, I think we come up off of this relatively quickly. But I would actually like it to trade sideways a little bit more, get these two closer, and then push it up. Notice once these two lines start to separate too much, you're going to be in a downtrend. I'm sorry, not a downtrend. You're going to be in a retracement. So looking for these to get as close as possible, and then just start to shoot up, and then that'll be you're looking for your sell point. Once you start to get this 7-day too far away from the 25-day, it's when you're going to sell this all for profit. KNC is one that I picked up and I'm very happy about. I made the video with KNC and IOTA together, and KNC really, I missed a couple of support resistance lines. There should have been another line, really right around here. There should have been another line. You see how many times it touches it and hits it. But again, we had lots of sell pressure straight down. 3 consecutive days of pretty strong sells. We finished the day on the 25-day moving average, and then we bounced it off, and we've been going up. This last day, I think we will finish this day in an uptrend again. I don't think this is going to end up being a sell candle. I think it's selling right now, but I don't think it's going to be a sell candle to finish the day. In the 7 and 25-day moving averages are getting really close. I don't think that they'll cross, but they'll get close, and then the 7-day will bounce off of it. We're back to trading above the 7-day moving average, which means the 7-day moving average will start going up. The other cool thing with this is not only did we touch the 25, but we wicked very close to the 50, and you can see getting on that 50-day moving average typically causes upward momentum. So again, I think this is one I bought in at 227. I'm looking to take profits at about close to $4. I'm going to try to get $3.75 to $4 off of this one. I think it can hold it. I think it can make it happen. I'm really bullish on this coin, or on this token. Alright guys, we're coming down the home stretch. Nano. Sorry buddy, you are in a downtrend. Nano, here's the uptrend, and here's where the trend reversed. Sold down, start trading below the 7-day moving average. Cross the 25. Traded below, crossover for only a couple of days. The 7-day never crossed back above because the candles didn't stay above the 7-day long enough. It sold right back down, got right back below the 7-day, and then crossed below the 50-day. Crossed all three lines. Your candles crossed 25, 7, 50. Underneath all three of those, 7-day is getting farther and farther away from the 50-day. This is definitely, without a doubt, a downtrend. I mean, you're starting to gap the 50-day moving average. Now, I will say this: for a short-term profit, you could probably buy. Actually, we probably would have wanted to buy 2 days ago here, but the same thing applies even in a downtrend. If your 7-day gets too far away from your 50 now is going to be your resistance. You're going to try to buy up to that 50-day. You're going to get close to it, and you're going to bounce off of it again. So here would have been a good position to buy, even for a short position. You're not going to get a big gain, but you might get it up to about $5 from 411. So even in a bear market, not a bear market, but this coin being bearish, even still, you can find spots if you mind your gaps, if you mind your positions, where you're at, and what you're looking to do, and knowing what you can do. You can't make this buy here and expect to test the all-time high right now. It's not going to happen. It's in a downtrend. But you can create a new lower high. This was your high. It's a new lower high here at 628. Now you're going to have another new lower high, probably around 515 to 520, between 5 and 525, I'd assume. And it's going to sell off again, and you're going to have a new low lower than this at 413. I would start looking at this again once it drops back down. If it drops down to 360, 370-ish, I might pick it up just for a short position, because you're only going to get a couple of days of rally before it starts to fall again. So those are going to be some short positions to look for, even on a downtrend. All right, from Nano to Neo. Neo is the one. All right, guys, we have an uptrend here. Got our support resistance lines. And what do we have here? We have this 725-day, didn't quite cross, they were on top of each other, and then it bought up. I would have liked to have gotten in when this touched the 50-day. When this touched the 50-day moving average, if I would have seen this, and if I was looking for this would have been a great day to buy, because your 25 and your 7 are still above. Your pressure doesn't look that bad. The sell pressure doesn't look that bad, but you're starting to pick up now. This is still a good position to buy. I don't think this is anywhere near the top of the uptrend for it, but hitting that 50-day moving average, a lot of this sideways trading that we've seen since the big peak in the middle of February, a lot of people were saying you can't count that. That was an anomaly. I mean, you have to count it. It's part of the graph. It's part of the chart. You have to count it. You have to know it was there. It created new lines of resistance and new lines of support. It's part of the chart. There's nothing that happens that you can't count. You might weight it differently. You might have a different weight to it, but count it. But a lot of this sideways trading was just your averages coming back together. I mean, you were super far off of your 50-day moving average here. It can't continue. No chart, no coin, no stock can continue running that far away from your 50-day moving average. Your 7 days want to come back to your 25 days. It's going to come back to your 50-day. That's just the way this works. So again, while this traded sideways for a while, I do believe it's ready for an upward breakout. It touched the 50-day, and now I think it's going to rise. How far, I don't know. It's currently at $44. I wouldn't be surprised to see anywhere between testing the all-time high, I say 52 is probably going to be the minimum. If it does, if something does happen and cause a downtrend, I still think it'll test a high close to the all-time high. At worst case, 50, 52.25, 52.50. At worst case, at best case, I think we're looking around $60 to take profits here. All right, guys, last one, Ravencoin. I'm gonna need to go get a drink after this. I don't think I've ever talked this fast, this long. All right, guys, Ravencoin. This one's a tough one for me to do the analysis on because I typically don't even look at the chart for this coin because of the fact that I'm so highly invested in this coin as a long-term investment. I truly, on this coin, don't care about this, but I'm going to do it all the same. It is in an uptrend. Support resistance lines, the blue lines. This white line is a cup and handle. Now, it wasn't in nearly as long of a cup and handle as band, but it is in a cup and handle, and it did break out of the wedge, or the handle area. It tried to break out hard, but it hit resistance, and it sold way back down. It became a gravestone doji. I'll make another video soon explaining what all the different names for the candlesticks are, but that's for another day. I do think we are ready for an actual parabolic rise on this coin because of the 7-day finally coming back down towards the 25-day, and it may not be a long-term parabolic rise, but I do think we will retest, if not the 28-cent all-time high, at least the 27.5. I think is what we're most likely to retest. But if we break it, I think 32 would be the next level to hit, and look for a resistance at 32 cents before going any farther than that. Again, there's a lot of bullish coins. There's a lot of coins that are in positions right now where they're going to be boom or bust. It's just what it is, and take all of this with a grain of salt. This is all very quickly, just using the simple tools that I went over with you guys in the last video. Again, I'll link that video, and just the importance of knowing the basics, knowing the trend. Which way is the asset moving? Is it an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? Is it in a range? We don't have anything that's been in a long-term range. Looking at something in a range, it's hard to really describe. I know one stock that was in a range for almost a full year was AMD. Between $60 to $80, it was bouncing. Those numbers could be off, but it would go from $60 to $80 on almost a 2 to 3 week cycle for the better part of a year. Smart traders were buying at 60, selling at 80, and they were making that trade multiple times, probably a half dozen times throughout the course of a year or a couple month period. But anyway, sorry, I'm on a tangent there. But knowing your trend, uptrend, downtrend, knowing your support and resistance lines, making sure you're aware of where you're at on your 7-day moving average, on your 25-day moving average, your 50-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is for really long-term things, really long-term investments, long-term trades. I don't typically use the 200 too often unless I need to know how severe the downtrend is going to be. If the 50-day crosses the 200-day in a downward way, or if a new breakout is happening from a coin that has been down for a long time, if the 50-day finally crosses over the 200-day, a big breakout is coming. So there, the 200-day is for long-term stretches. If something's been in a long year and a half downtrend, something along those lines, then your 200-day is going to be a massive indicator for when your 50-day crosses over that you're in a big uptrend, or vice versa. A year-long uptrend, 50 to 200-day, 50 crosses under the 200-day, in for a big downtrend. But again, guys, moving averages are your friends. They are strong indicators. Your 50-day moving average typically becomes dynamic support. 7-day moving average, you know you're trading over it, above it, until you separate too far from your 25-day. Then you're going to trade below it. You're going to come back down to your 25-day, and then you're going to come off of it again as long as you stay in the uptrend. We're coming very close to the 25-day again. The last time we were this close, we moved from 15 cents to 27 cents. This time we're starting at 19, which leads me to believe that we can push up to the 32, but at least retest the 27. Alright guys, I know this was long-winded. I have no idea how long this video has gone on for. Please guys, let me know what you think. Leave me some comments. Let me know if this is something you'd like to see in the future. Maybe a weekly thing, maybe a Sunday thing. I probably wouldn't do this more than once a week, but I don't mind doing it again. Like, subscribe to the channel. It will absolutely help keep me motivated to keep putting content out there for you guys and keep pushing to learn more and more myself and to try to be better so that I can help make you guys better. Thanks again. Until next time, peace.